Imagine spending years building wealth in Vietnam. You own property, you operate a successful business, you have investments and valuable assets, everything appears secure. But then an unexpected event happens, a family dispute, a business conflict, a personal emergency, or even your passing. Suddenly, your family discovers that accessing, transferring, or protecting those assets is far more complicated than expected. This situation happens more often than many foreign investors realize. The biggest mistake is assuming that owning assets automatically means those assets are protected. In Vietnam, proper estate planning is not only for wealthy individuals, it is a strategy to protect what you have built. Estate planning is the process of organizing, protecting, and transferring your assets according to your wishes. For foreign investors and expatriates in Vietnam, estate planning can involve real estate, shares in Vietnamese companies, bank accounts, business interests, investment assets, and other valuable property. The purpose is simple: to ensure your assets are managed properly, your family understands your intentions, and unnecessary disputes are avoided. Without proper planning, even valuable assets can become difficult to access or transfer. Foreign investors often have more complicated situations than local owners. Why? Because they may have assets in multiple countries, different inheritance laws, family members living overseas, foreign ownership restrictions, cross-border financial issues, and different legal systems involved. A foreign owner may assume that documents prepared in their home country automatically protect assets in Vietnam, but local regulations may apply to assets located in Vietnam. Understanding how Vietnamese law interacts with your personal circumstances is essential. Real estate is often the biggest asset owned by foreigners in Vietnam. However, many foreign owners do not consider what happens after purchase. Questions they should ask include: who can inherit the property? How will ownership be transferred? What documents will family members need? What happens if the owner becomes unable to manage the property? What happens if the property was purchased through a nominee arrangement? Without planning, family members may face complicated legal procedures, delays, or disputes. Many foreign investors in Vietnam also own companies, but business ownership creates another layer of complexity. What happens to your shares if something happens to you? Who can inherit your ownership interest? Who can manage the company? How can business operations continue? Without proper planning, the company may face uncertainty during a critical period. For entrepreneurs, estate planning is not only about personal wealth, it is also about protecting the future of the business they created. One of the most serious issues involves nominee arrangements. Some foreigners use Vietnamese individuals to hold property or assets on their behalf. At the beginning, the arrangement may appear simple, but if a dispute occurs, the registered owner may create challenges regarding control and transfer. Proper documentation, legal analysis, and risk planning are essential. Estate planning should identify these risks before they become disputes. Many foreign owners make the same mistakes. They assume family members automatically know their wishes. They rely only on verbal agreements. They never update documents after major life changes. They do not review ownership structures, or they wait until a problem occurs. Unfortunately, waiting until a crisis happens is often too late. Good estate planning is proactive. It creates clarity before uncertainty appears. At LTS Law, we assist foreign investors, entrepreneurs, and expatriates with asset protection and estate planning matters in Vietnam. Our support includes reviewing asset ownership structures, advising on property and business succession issues, preparing legal documents, assessing nominee ownership risks, supporting inheritance-related matters, and helping clients create practical strategies to protect their assets. Our approach focuses on prevention, because protecting assets is easier before disputes arise. Many people think estate planning is only about what happens after death. In reality, it is much broader. It is about maintaining control, protecting your family, reducing uncertainty, and ensuring that your assets continue to serve your intended purpose. For foreign investors in Vietnam, this planning becomes even more important, because multiple legal systems may interact. Your assets represent years of work, investment, and dedication. Do not wait until a dispute, emergency, or unexpected event forces your family to solve complicated legal problems. Estate planning should begin before it becomes necessary. At LTS Law, we help foreign investors protect their property, business interests, and wealth in Vietnam. Book a consultation with LTS Law today, because protecting your assets is not something to consider when it is too late. It is something to plan before you need it.